Hello, this is Paddington Bear. When Paddington Bear gets annoyed with someone, he often gives them one of his special hard stares, taught to him by his Aunt Lucy, which causes whoever he's annoyed with to become flushed and embarrassed. And that's a children's story. Here we have Dominic Raab. He was sacked effectively as a government minister because, according to the civil service, he would engage in hard staring when somebody didn't know the answer to questions or didn't turn up at meetings in time. I suggest, therefore, that Paddington Bear should be banned, because obviously hard staring is something that we should never do, especially if we're government ministers who are Brexiteers and at odds with our civil servants who feel that they know best for how to deal with the country rather than an elected representative. I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I'm also on Twitter and Gab. I let you know when I've uploaded videos on those platforms. Please help my channel by liking this video. You can also share it. You can subscribe and you can support me financially as well if you are so inclined. All the links are in the description, but yeah, liking is very effective. Okay, so what's going on here? This is an article in The Guardian about how they revealed the bullying allegations against Dominic Raab and whipped up a frenzy about him. Is this a surprise that The Guardian were so proactive in this way? And this is an article in The Spectator in which he talks about the accusations against Raab. I'm using The Spectator because he just encapsulates it in one paragraph. Apparently Raab could be rude and aggressive. He would raise his voice and sometimes he engaged in hard staring. Oh, the horror. He'd look at people with cold fury. He always expected people to turn up to meetings very, very quickly, and he expected them to have the answers to all his questions. These are civil servants under his employ that he needed to keep him informed of various situations that he's supposed to be dealing with, but he had to have answers. Well, apparently not, according to these people. He would sometimes bang loudly on the table. I did think of banging loudly on this table to illustrate that, but then I realised that if I did that, both the computer and the microphone would just pop straight up into the air, which just shows that he probably had a really good solid desk, and that's something else we can criticise him for, you know, expensive furniture. And he would use hand gestures to indicate that a person should hold off from speaking. Okay, so instead of shouting, "Shut up," he'd do that. Quite frankly, I've had bosses do that sort of thing to me throughout my working life, and it never occurred to me to say that he was bullying me. He was just being, well, a boss. If he'd have tried to attack me physically, that's where I would have drawn the line. Yeah, and this hard stare, that really got me. Yeah, oh, sorry, I couldn't find it. Engaged in hard staring. I wonder if Dominic Raab looked like that. And I can imagine that those poor civil servants would have been quailing in their boots at that sort of treatment. These are civil servants tasked with doing jobs that keep this country running. If they can't stand that sort of heat, they shouldn't be in the kitchen. Maybe they would be better off going back to reading some Paddington, which might give them some clues about how to live their lives after they've left the civil service. and get bosses that the Guardian isn't interested in bringing down. Okay, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.